ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषद अध्याय 4 फर्स्ट मंत्र। य एको वर्णो बहुधा शक्तियोगात् वर्णाननेकान् निहितार्थो दधाति विचैति चान्ते विश्वमादौ स देवः स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु। The Bhashyakara introduces this adhyaya by stating the purpose of one more adhyaya. The fourth chapter of Svetaswatara Upanishad is not conveying anything new. The vision has been already conveyed. Yet the same vision is conveyed once again in a different way. All of you know that in Vedanta we don't have many formulae to teach, unlike in science, etc. In science or in any other discipline of knowledge, there are many formulae, many equations. Those who have studied physics or mathematics, they have studied many equations. But in Vedanta, we don't have many equations. We have only one equation. Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Entire Vedanta revolves around this one equation. That is why, if you pick any Upanishad, whether it is Ishavasya Upanishad or Kenopanishad or Kathopanishad or Mundakopanishad, all Upanishads have to convey the same vision. It is not that Ishavasya Upanishad conveys something else and Kenopanishad conveys something else. It is not so. The same vision is conveyed unanimously by all Upanishads. And it is true with even Svetaswatara Upanishad. What is Svetaswatara Upanishad teaching? You are Brahman. Jiva Brahma Aikya, the oneness of Jiva and Brahman. And this Jiva Brahma Aikya has been already conveyed in Svetaswatara Upanishad. In the first 3 chapters, even in first 3 chapters, it is conveyed several times. Therefore, what is the use of a new chapter? Bhashyakara says, the vision is very subtle. The subject matter of Vedanta is very subtle. Since it is very subtle, it is not easy to understand. Durvijneyatvat. Atma is durvijneyaha. Difficult to understand. Many people think they understand. But if you try to ask them, you know that they have not understood properly. This is very common in the field of Vedanta. They think they understood after studying a little, and then they might even start teaching Vedanta to others. But if you try to probe into them, even their understanding might be vague or even incorrect. It is quite possible. Therefore, the vision is difficult to understand. It is not even like understanding physics or chemistry. Physics or chemistry are empirical. Though it is difficult, it is complex, but they are empirical. Therefore, you can experiment your understanding, whether my understanding is workable or not. But it is not so with the Atma Tattva. It is even more subtle, even more abstract. That is why it has to be taught repeatedly. Therefore, the Bhashyakara says, even though the truth has been revealed already, the Upanishad is revealing the same vision again in order to give better clarity in understanding. So this mantra is in the form of a prayer. A prayer for proper thinking, proper attitude. But in the prayer, the Upanishad describes the Ishvara. Who is the Ishvara is described. Yaha ekaha, he is ekaha, one without a second. When we refer to Brahman as ekaha, we have to understand it clearly. It is not like the theology. The theology advocates a one God, the idea of monotheism. What is the idea of monotheism? There is one God. And the one God is not all pervasive. Where is the one God staying? In the heaven. The God is in the heaven. That means He is not pervading this world. That means this world exists independent of the God. There are various objects in the world, the earth, the sun, the moon, so many other things. In addition to that, there is one God. There is one earth, one sun, one moon, one sky, so many objects. And in addition to them, there is one God who is exclusive of the multitude of objects in the universe. This is the idea of monotheism. But when the Vedanta discusses the Brahman, the Vedanta is not revealing a Brahman who excludes various objects in the universe. There is a Brahman who pervades everything as the very substratum, as the very substance. He pervades everything. That is why when we say Ishvara is one, it is not like saying there is one sun, one moon, one earth, etc. Ishvara is one means He is one without a second. Ekameva advitiyam. He is the only substance. Therefore, do not equate this with the monotheism. It is not monotheism. The Vedanta is not monotheism. In the meantime, it is not polytheism also. What is polytheism? There are many gods. In fact, some people try to interpret Hinduism as a polytheistic religion. It seems to be so, prima facie. There is Shiva, there is Vishnu, and there are many Devatas, Indra, etc. But is it polytheism? If it is polytheism, then there have to be many different parallel gods. Many gods who are independent of each other. But if you look into Vedanta, you understand that all the forms of the Devatas, they are essentially the manifestation of the same Ishvara. We have the form of Shiva, we have the form of Vishnu, we have the form of Devi, and we have multitude of other forms. But all these are the manifestation of the same Ishvara. The Ishvara makes use of his Maya Shakti, and manifests in many forms. Therefore, you cannot call it polytheism also. Because we do not accept many divine principles that are mutually exclusive of each other, mutually independent of each other. There is essentially one Ishvara. Therefore, the Vedic vision of Ishvara does not fit into the category of monotheism or polytheism. Therefore, when we see the word Ekaha, I have told this several times earlier, yet I am repeating it so that it becomes clear to everyone. Because nowadays we hear many interpretations about our Shastra. Yaha Ekaha. So, Ekaha means Ekameva Advitiyam. One without a second. Avarnaha. He is Avarna. The Ishvara is Avarna. Means he is free from differences. There are no differences in Ishvara. The differences are caused by Nama-rupa, names and forms. When there is a form, there is difference. Because one form is exclusive of the other form. When there is a name, there is a difference. So, name and form. Name and form constitute all the difference. If you have to explain the differences in the universe, the best way to explain the differences is a name and form. So, how any object is different from the other object? This table is different from the book. In what way it is different? The forms are different. When we say form, rupa, it includes all that you mean when you use the word table. What makes you call this object a table is called form. Form does not mean just the shape. Form includes the shape, form includes the color, form includes the functionality. Everything is included when we say form, rupa. In other words, form means meaning of the word table. And name, nama, means the word table. So, word and meaning. Name and form means word and meaning. Please put off these fans. So the Ishvara is free from names and forms. Therefore, free from all differences. Free from all bheda. Bheda means a difference. Therefore, avarnaha. Bahudha Shakti Yogat, but the Ishvara is associated with various types of Shaktis. Bahudha Shakti, various types of Shaktis. The Shakti is rendered to Ishvara by the Maya. On account of Maya Upadhi, the Ishvara gets Shakti. Generally, we talk about three types of Shakti: Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Jnana Shakti is the power of knowledge. Ichha Shakti is the power of willpower. And Kriya Shakti is the power of action. Thus, there are three Shaktis in Ishvara. And these three Shaktis are indicated by the Shastra. In the beginning of Srishti, Tadaikshata, the Ishvara saw. Saw means he had jnana. There was jnana in Ishvara. Jnana regarding the Srishti. Because before Srishti, if somebody has to create something, he should have the knowledge. Even if you have to cook a recipe, you should have the knowledge of the recipe. What are the ingredients? What has to be boiled? How much it has to be boiled? What has to be mixed first? One should have the knowledge of recipe. So first of all, you should learn the recipe. It is Jnana Shakti. The knowledge itself is a power. You learn the recipe watching YouTube. Nowadays they learn recipe watching YouTube. So Jnana Shakti came. Then Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti is the will. Some people may know the recipe, but they don't have the will to cook. So there has to be a will. Most often nowadays people don't have the will to cook. That is why Zomato, Swiggy is making good business. Because there is no will to cook. They may have knowledge. Knowledge is available. But there is no will. Because of laziness. Why I should cook? Let me order. And when they start cooking, suppose they start cooking, initially it takes a long time to cook for a beginner. That is why they think, okay, why I should spend so much of time. If they make it a practice, perhaps it becomes easy. Those who are experts in cooking, for them it's not even a work. It is like a breath for them. Provided physically they are fine. Cooking is like breathing. That is why they say, for Ishvara, Srishti is like breathing. Means he can easily do the Srishti. Likewise, those who are experienced, every day they do the same thing, like brushing. Just like we do brushing, these people cook every day. So that is why they are used to it. It doesn't seem to be a big work for them if you do it regularly. But initially, when they try to cook, so chopping takes time, this takes time, that takes time. Then they don't know what has to be put next. For that they have to move, play the YouTube once again. So that is why they feel cooking is a tedious process. Therefore, they will lose the Ichha Shakti. They don't have the Ichha Shakti. Because of the lack of Ichha Shakti, they don't get used to cooking. Then they find it is easy to order in Swiggy and Zomato. Just a click and it comes. So physically it is easy to do. But as far as the Shastra is concerned, it is not a good practice to order your food from Swiggy or Zomato. The Shastra prescribes sattvika food. The best practice for a grihastha is to cook his own food or her own food. When we get food from outside, we don't know what kind of doshas, what kind of impurities have entered into the food. We don't know. The ahara has many doshas. Generally, they talk about 3 types of doshas in food: jati dosha, nimitta dosha, and ashraya dosha. Jati dosha means the food is impure by the very nature of the food. Like non-vegetarian food, like onion and garlic, mushroom. It is impure by very nature. It will have more rajasika or tamasika elements. Many food will have jati dosha. By the very nature, it is impure. Then nimitta dosha. On account of some nimitta, it gets impure. By nature it is not impure. By nature it may be sattvika. But on account of some nimitta, some other reason, it becomes impure. For example, uchishtam, uchishta. Suppose somebody is eating and you eat from the same plate, it becomes uchishta. Nowadays, they sit in the same table and they do self-serving. With the same hand, they eat and with the same hand they serve. What happens? You are serving yourself with the same hand. Somebody else is holding the same spoon and serving with the same hand, with his own hand. The ahara becomes uchishta. That is why we have our own table manners. Nowadays, mostly we follow the Western table manners. But we have our own traditional table manners. You don't serve yourself when you eat. Somebody has to serve. Then what happens? The uchishta dosha is prevented. So you don't eat the food which is being eaten by somebody else, or which is touched by somebody who is eating. So uchishta is a nimitta dosha. So nowadays people are not aware of uchishta to a large extent. They don't mind. But the Shastra says uchishtam amedhyam. Uchishta is impure. So that is nimitta dosha. Then the food is kept for a long time, yesterday's food. Paryushitam. It is kept for 1 day or 2 days. Nowadays they cook and keep in the fridge. Especially in America. Now there is no difference between America and India. Especially Bangalore is closer to America than other parts of India perhaps. One should eat the fresh food, not yesterday's food, etc. So, this is another dosha, nimitta dosha. Then there is ashraya dosha, impurity on account of ashraya. The one who provides the food. The person who provides the food, whether he is pure or impure, whether he is a good person or not, even that determines the nature of the food. Kilbisham hi manushyanam annamashritya tishtati yohi yasyannamashnati satasyashnati kilbisham. Kilbisha means papa. The papa resides in the food. So if you eat the food which is given by a papi, then the papa gets into our stomach. So it is another type of impurity. That is why we have to be very, we should take precautions to avoid the 3 types of dosha. Jati dosha, nimitta dosha and ashraya dosha. That is why the food has to be procured and prepared in a proper way. That is why preparing the food at home is a good practice for a grihastha or even a brahmachari. For a sannyasi, it is a different thing. Sannyasi's dharma is to live on bhiksha. That is why it is better to have ichha shakti for cooking. Nowadays we outsource everything. Everything is outsourced. Cooking is also outsourced. Even dharma is outsourced. You pay money, somebody else will do puja for you. So people have some money and they will pay money. Everything happens if we pay money. But certain things we cannot outsource. Everything cannot be outsourced. Especially the yajna, dana, tapas, etc. that you are supposed to perform, it cannot be outsourced. That is why in any yajna, The Ritvik has his own karma. The Yajamana has his own activities. Ritvik cannot perform the activities of the Yajamana. That is why just pay money and it is taken care of. It is not so. The Ritvik is needed, the priest is needed, but the Yajamana also is needed. Because Yajamana has his own role to play. And the Patni, Yajamana's Patni, also has her own role to play in a yajna. Therefore, everything cannot be outsourced. So, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti to Ichha Shakti. Jnana Shakti has to translate into Ichha Shakti. And the Ichha Shakti has to translate into Kriya Shakti. The power of execution. The will has to be executed. So, Ishvara has all these three Shaktis in its totality. Total Jnana Shakti, total Ichha Shakti, and total Kriya Shakti belongs to Ishvara. That is why he is able to do the Srishti. So, first of all, Jnana Shakti. Jnana Shakti is indicated in the Upanishads. Tadaikshata sa ikshan chakre. These statements indicate Jnana Shakti. Then there is Ichha Shakti. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti. So kamayata. He desired, the Ishvara desired, Ishvara willed, let me create. There is Ichha Shakti. And then Kriya Shakti. He created the universe. So these three Shaktis are there in Ishvara on account of the Maya. Therefore, Bahudha Shakti Yogat Nihitarthaha. The Ishvara creates the universe. Why does the Ishvara create? Does Ishvara have any selfish motive in Srishti? Because generally the human beings work with some selfish motive. The selfish motive can be anything. At the lowest level, the selfish motive is money and so on. Material incentive. I want some material incentive. That is why I work. Majority of the people will say this. Artha and Kama are the material incentives. If you ask the very small children, they want toffee. That is why they work. Some things they will do. They can be enticed to do things with the toffee. It is kama. Then a little older, artha, you give money. So a few years back, I wanted to get something done. So I didn't have anybody to help. Then I asked this Mr. Sridhar, Wing Commander Sridhar. I asked him, can you get this work done through somebody? It is not just one man's work. We needed some labor, some people to help, 4 or 5 strong people. Then immediately he went out and he brought 2 or 3 people, all of a sudden, without much delay. And he got the thing done also. Then I asked him, how could you get these people? Did you know them before? Then he said, I don't know anyone. I know only money, and money knows everyone. So it is the power of money. So he gave some money, in those days 20 rupees or so, and these people came and did the work, some auto walas, etc. So people work for money. Some people are happy with the 20, 30 rupees. Some people want lakhs and crores, whether it is 20, 30 or 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 1 crore. It is material incentive. Then some people want punya, dharma. It is 1 level above. They think about dharma. No, I don't want money, but I want punya. There are many people like that who want punya. Once I went by Uber taxi to Jakkur for a talk. Then I sat in the Uber taxi, and he was a good driver, very polite, good mannered driver. He took me there to the destination, and I got down, and I was ready to pay money. Then he said, I don't want money. People like you sat in my car, that itself is a great punya for me. I don't want money. So he didn't take money. It was around 100, 150, no, more than that, maybe around 200 rupees. So there are people who still have shraddha in dharma, in punya. So they want to get punya. So some people do things for punya. They do seva, they do yajna, dana, etc. for the sake of punya. Then there are people who work for moksha, a little higher, 1 level above is moksha. I am not happy just by earning punya. I want to get chitta shuddhi and I want to get moksha. This is another level. So the human beings work for their own purushartha, whether it is artha or kama or dharma or moksha. Now the Ishvara does not have to attain any of these four purusharthas. Ishvara does not have artha. He does not want money because he is the Lord of all the money. Lakshmipati, he is the Lord of Lakshmi. So he need not work for money. Kama, he does not have to work for kama because all kama is in him. All desires are fulfilled in Ishvara, in his own very nature. Being the Paramananda Swarupa, Ishvara cannot have a desire, Ishvara cannot have kama for fulfilling his own desire. Then does he need dharma? He does not need dharma, punya also, because he is the one who gives punya, who grants punya. So he doesn't have to get punya through any work. And should he work for moksha? Ishvara does not have to work for moksha also, because he is nitya mukta, always free, always liberated. Nitya mukta swarupa. Therefore, none of the four purusharthas which motivate a human beings to work they cannot be the motivating factors as far as Ishvara is concerned. Therefore, Krishna says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. He Partha, O Arjuna, in entire universe, I don't have to accomplish anything. I am not obliged to do anything. Me kartavyam na asti. Ishvara does not have any kartavya. He does not have any obligation. Na anavaptam. I don't have anything that I don't have. Avaptavyam. I don't have to attain anything. I don't have to get anything. I don't have to accomplish anything. Yet, Paramatma says, Varta eva cha karmani, still I do my work. Ishvara does not have anything to, any selfish motive. He does not have any motive for his own sake. Yet, he is doing all the work. Why he is doing the work? Utsideyurime loka na kuryang karma chedaham If Ishvara does not work, the worlds will not exist. The universe cannot exist if Ishvara does not do his work. That is why only out of compassion Ishvara is doing his work. The jivas, we have to get the result of our karma. We jivas should have an opportunity to pursue the moksha. That is why Ishvara is working. Ishvara is doing this work of Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. Yeah. Adau anekan varnan dadhati. Adau, in the beginning of the cycle of Srishti. Anekan varnan dadhati. He creates many varnas. Here varna means various names and forms. Namarupa. He creates various namarupas, names and forms. Sadevaha ante vieti cha. And at the end, ante, at the time of pralaya, vieti cha, he resolves everything into himself. Srishti and pralaya. We have to understand sthiti also. The one who is responsible for Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya is the Ishvara. So this is the description of the Ishvara. Now there is a prayer. The last line is a prayer. Sanaha shubhaya buddhya sanyunaktu. May he grant us shubha buddhihi, benevolent buddhi, benevolent attitude, proper attitude, proper thinking, proper understanding. This is a prayer for inner transformation. Often we find prayer for external change. Let there be some change outside. Even such prayers are good. You can even pray for rain. In fact, there are many yajnas even for rain. Kariri ishti. Kariri is a yajna, and ishti, which is performed for rain. So there are yajnas prescribed for some external change. Generally, these prayers get answered to a large extent. If many people pray for rain, there will be a rain. You can try. but the external changes are temporary. It will be wiser to pray for an internal change. Let there be a change within me, a change in my attitude, a transformation in my mind, inner growth, inner transformation. Therefore, this a mumukshu is praying for inner change. May I have good buddhi. May I have the inner transformation. May I have proper attitude towards everything around me. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.